what happens when you get blamed for something you didn't do? Accused when you are innocent. Now imagine this. This person being accused isn't just anyone. It is Krishna, the beloved, the divine. And accused of what? Accused of stealing a jewel. Not just any jewel, but one blessed by the sun god himself. A gem that glittered so fiercely it could light up a city. A gem that could create gold. A gem that cursed anyone who desired it too much. This is the story of Syamantaka, a story that begins with light but travels through darkness, uncovering truths about trust, wealth, and what it really means to walk away with your honor. Welcome back to Curious Spree, and if you are new to the channel, you know exactly what to do. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon for notifications. So let's begin in the golden city of Dwaraka. There lived a noble man named Satyajit, a staunch devotee of Lord Surya, the sun god. His prayers were so intense, his devotion was so unwavering that one day Surya himself appeared before him and gifted him a celestial gem, the Syamantaka. This jewel was not an ordinary ornament. It radiated like the sun, and legend says it could generate a staggering 8 bharas of gold every single day. That's well over 170 pounds daily. The jewel wasn't just divine, it was dangerous. So when Satyajit returned to Dwaraka with it, people actually mistook him for the sun god. That's how blinding the gem's brilliance was. Now Krishna, wise and far-sighted, saw where this could go. He gently suggested that such powerful objects should be offered to the king, Ugrasena, to be kept safe in the kingdom's treasury. It could benefit the many, not just the few. But Satyajit wasn't really ready to part with it. He kept the jewel to himself. A few days later, his brother Prasanna wore the jewel and went hunting into the forest. He never returned. His body was later discovered, mauled by a wild animal. The jewel was gone. And then the whispers and the rumors began. Where's the jewel? Did Krishna take it? Wasn't he the one who actually wanted it and suggested leaving it with the king? The people started to murmur. Between facts, suspicion crept in. The same Krishna who had saved them many times now was accused of theft, even potentially murder. And Krishna, well, he didn't lash out. He didn't rage or defend himself in a court. He simply set out to the forest, determined to uncover the truth. Then retracing Prasanna's path, he found out the real story, one that no one had imagined. The lion had killed Prasanna, yes, but the lion was later killed by Jambavan, the bear king. And yes, this is the very Jambavan from the Ramayana, the one who had once fought alongside Rama. Krishna followed the trail into a deep cave where he found a child playing with the Syamantaka jewel. The child was Jambavan's. But Jambavan could not recognize Krishna and he challenged him. What followed was not a quick duel. It was a 28-day battle, a test of strength, endurance, and fate. In the end, Jambavan recognized the truth that this was no ordinary warrior. This was Rama reincarnated, reborn in the form of Krishna. Humbled, he not only returned the jewel, but he offered his daughter Jambavati to Krishna in marriage. And so Krishna returned to Dwaraka not just with the jewel, but with the truth. In front of the court, he presented Syamantaka and proved his innocence without uttering a single word of defense. The truth glittered louder than any rumor. Satyajit overcame with guilt and public shame, offered his daughter Satyabhama to Krishna as an apology. Krishna accepted the marriage, but once again he refused to keep the jewel. But the jewel's trail of destruction wasn't done yet. Soon after Satyajit was murdered, the mastermind was a man, Shatadhanva, who lusted after the jewel and believed it would bring him power. Krishna and Balarama hunted him down, and when they found him, they discovered that he had already passed the jewel to Akura, a devout follower of Lord Krishna. Now here's the part I love. Krishna could have easily punished Akura, but he asked, not demanded, and Akura, realizing the gravity of the jewel's history, returned it voluntarily to Krishna. So after all this bloodshed, betrayal and battle, where did the Syamantaka end up? Well, not with Krishna and not in the royal treasury. It was returned to safe hands and Krishna walked away. And that is where the story truly ends, when Krishna, refusing the jewel again and again. Not once did he actually want to keep it. Not when he was accused, and not when he had actually won it back. Or not even when it was offered freely. And that tells us something powerful. Because this story isn't just about gold or acquisitions or celestial blessings. It's about character. The Syamantaka was a jewel that revealed the truth of everyone who came near it. Satyajit, who clung to it, lost his peace and eventually his life. Prasenna, who wore it for pride, was killed. Shatadhanva, who craved it, turned to murder. And even Akura, who had held it secretly, had to confront himself. And Krishna, he emerged untouched, not because he wasn't tested, but because he didn't cling, not to reputation, not to wealth, and not even to power. That's the first reflection this story offers. Sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is walk away. Not because you've lost, but because you've already won. The second thing is wealth doesn't corrupt. Attachment does. The jewel wasn't evil, but the moment people began to want it too much, they truly valued and what they were willing to sacrifice for it. And finally, in a world obsessed with ownership, visibility, and legacy, maybe the greatest power is restraint. Krishna could have claimed everything, the jewel, the throne, the narrative, but he didn't. He didn't need to prove anything because his actions spoke louder than accusations. So next time you're caught in the noise, chasing something shiny or defending something or yourself in a storm of opinions, remember Syamantaka and ask yourself, do I really need to win this, or is it better to let truth shine on its own? Hope you've enjoyed this story. Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Curious Brain.